thanks so much for stopping by. In this video, I'll be going through the Duffy and Friends merchandise that is currently running during the Christmas event at Tokyo Disney Resort. Now, I normally don't go through the merchandise line of Duffy and Friends on this channel. I don't really collect Duffy and Friends with the exception of Stella Lou, and I find that most of the merchandise is pretty much straightforward or self-explanatory, so there's really no need to go through like the unique points of particular merchandise like I do in other videos. This time though, there seems to be quite a handful of items that feature some very unique points about them that would otherwise be not known at first glance because the only language that is written on the package is Japanese. First thing you have to know is that Duffy and Friends merchandise is exclusive to only one park of the Tokyo Disney Resort, and that is of Tokyo Disney Sea. And that is because Duffy and Friends originated from Tokyo Disney Sea and have made their permanent home there. You will not find Duffy and Friends merchandise at Tokyo Disneyland, which makes Duffy and Friends rather exclusive in that sense and therefore a lot more appealing to a lot of Disney fans who are into Duffy and Friends. Compared to the resort merchandise, Duffy and Friends do tend to run a little higher in the price area, but it doesn't mean that there is any difference in quality. They are just as great as all the other merchandise of the resort line. They are catering to a particular niche of Disney fans and therefore can kind of charge these high prices because they're not really worried about their customer base. They have a very dedicated fan base who are willing to, pay a lot of money for this kind of thing, and they are quite happy doing so. Keep in mind also that the target of the Duffy and Friends merch line at Tokyo Disney Resort are Japanese people or the locals. So you'll find a lot of the concepts tend to lean towards the kawaii side of things. For this year's Christmas event, Duffy and Friends have two different merchandise lines running at the same time. One is of the seasonal event, as in it follows the seasonal event that is happening at Tokyo Disney Sea, and then there is the other completely separate line of Disney merchandise that has no relation to that Christmas event, and it is known as the Jolly Winter Holiday merchandise line. And it's a more generic concept that is connected largely to the theme of winter. So how this is going to work is first I'll give you a general overview of the merchandise lineup along with the pictures of the items in the merchandise line. You'll see the retail price, which includes tax, and then I'll pick out a handful among them that have certain unique points that you would probably otherwise not know about, or I'll share with you information about certain items which I think are worth knowing about. Again, simply because a lot of the information is lost in the fact that it's only Japanese that is written on the packaging. So first I'll go through the generic winter-themed merchandise, and then following that I'll go through the Christmas merchandise. So let's start with the Jolly Winter Holiday merchandise lineup. I'd say the biggest concept of this year's Duffy and Friends winter theme design revolves around snow, which is why you will see a lot of the merchandise will have like fluffy or wool-like elements to them, and also a lot of it is white. Compared to last year, a lot of the merchandise revolves around the color palette of either off-white or beige or that sort of thing. And the first item we'll go through is this cushion. This is not the first time that a Duffy and Friends cushion has been available at Tokyo Disney Sea. They have been doing this quite a while, since I would say last year. They've been making this cushion that has all four friends piled together, and maybe soon to be five with the arrival of Cookie Ann coming. But the main concept of the cushion is that there is a large cushion as a base, and then on top of it you have all four friends, the plush of all four friends, and they are actual plush. They are not like just a 2D print design or something, which is quite amazing when you think about it, because there's a lot of detail that goes into the plush. Being that this is the winter design, the cushion is largely made up of a snowman design. The majority of the material of the cushion is made of fleece, and for the plush you can see that each one of the characters are kind of covered in this wool-like material, so they look extra fluffy, extra soft. I really appreciate that, the details that goes into this kind of thing. This is not just a cushion, it's a very practical cushion because the sides of the cushion have pockets in which you can put your hands in to act like a hand warmer. And then there is another pocket that is on the back of the cushion where you can insert those self-heating pads. In Japanese, it's called kairos. So not only is this cushion able to warm your hands, it's also able to warm up your body with that. This is probably like one of the most multifunctional cushions I have ever seen. If you really enjoy watching shows or parades at the parks, I think this is a great item to carry around with you because you're spending a couple of hours sitting out there in the cold, and this will surely make that waiting time or sitting time a lot more comfortable. There's another release of the Duffy and Friends plush tree, and it's a very popular item because not only do you have all 4 friends, you have all 4 of them like hanging off of a plush tree. I want to point out that there is a bell on the top of the tree and it does jingle, so it does make a real sound. On the front of the tree you have the faces of all 4 characters. On the back of the tree is where the little Disney magic happens. You can see that there are Mickey-shaped ornaments that are decorating the back of the tree. So in a way, it's kind of like reversible, right? You have the front side is of Duffy and Friends, and on the back side is more generic with just Mickey Mouse icons for the ornaments on the tree. This one is another popular item this time around, and this is a 2-in-1 in the sense that it is a bag. Yes, it's a backpack, but with the backpack comes a huge blanket, a really warm, really comfy blanket. So first let's go through the backpack together. The backpack has this wool-like material. Again, Duffy is made of that same material, and his entire face is made of that fleece, soft and fluffy material, which makes it for an extra warm backpack. This is what the blanket looks like. You have the scene of Duffy and Friends enjoying the winter time in their home in the Cape Cod area of Tokyo Disney Sea. You can see those landmarks in the background. Over there in the red building, that's Aunt Peg's, which is one of the main stores in Tokyo Disney Sea that hosts all of the Duffy and Friends merchandise. It's very well known with Duffy and Friends fans. And then to the left, you can see in the far end is the Lighthouse. So you can also find that just right across Aunt Peg's in the same area, the Cape Cod area. And then on the right, I want to say it's McDuck's department store, which is another store where you can find Duffy and Friends merch. The material of the front design, which features Duffy and Friends, is of a suede-like material, and the back side is more of a fleece-like material. This blanket is promoted to be 2-way, which means you can use this blanket in 2 different ways. It comes with a button, so you can essentially close it up so it wraps around you like a shawl, or you can choose to spread it across your lap. There's quite a bit of reversible merchandise is happening this time around, and we'll start off with this scarf. The base material of the scarf is knitted, and then the ends of the scarf end off in that fleece-like material, and then you have this very small Duffy emblem attached to one of the ends. That is in fact detachable. You can detach it because it comes off with a safety pin. So you can attach that to any other, fabric or bag if you wish to do so. Now I mentioned that it is reversible, so on the back side is a different design. Instead of that fleece-like design, you have that pattern of Duffy and Friends along with some Christmas motifs, such as holly and Christmas trees and snowflakes. And they're all set in this very soft pastel pink background, which is a very kawaii concept, by the way. This set of 4 snow globe keychains I thought was just incredible, because think about it. Portable snow globes. Each character is enclosed in a mini snow globe, and the snow that is inside each globe is not fixed. It actually moves around when you shake the globe. Personally, I would use this more for decorative purposes as opposed to attaching it to bags, because I have that paranoia of scratching or damaging this very, very cute snow globe keychain, and I know if I damage it, I would just freak out. These keychains are just totally wasted on someone like me. But if you are the kind of person that likes to carry around like Disney wherever you go, especially that of Duffy and Friends, this is an amazing item. This is another reversible item, and this is a tote bag. It has the same material that the blanket we saw earlier was made of, so the front design of the bag with Duffy and Friends has that suede-like material, and if you turn it inside out, it has that wool-like material, and it's only featuring Duffy this time. There's no zipper, there's no Velcro, there's no other button. It comes with this elastic rope-like clasp that is in the middle, so you can attach that to the button on the other side, and that's how you close the bag. This item was advertised as a gift set. I'm not really sure how they came to that conclusion, but anyway, you get 3 different items in this gift set. First is this pocket tissue pouch case, and then you have the lip balm and a hand cream. Both the lip balm and the hand cream are raspberry scented. The pocket tissue case comes with a zipper and also a hole from which you would take out the tissues from. The front design is different from the back design, with the front design featuring all 4 friends with that Cape Cod scenery, and the back design has them all sitting down with the snowman that we saw earlier in the snow globe set of keychains. What I especially like about this is also that snowflake design that is at the end of the zipper. And again, it's small details like this that makes the Disney fans go crazy over Duffy and Friends. Oh my goodness. This is not the first time a Duffy and Friends canister came out like this. There is one that came out in fall earlier this year. It's so soothing. I just love looking at soft pastel colors, especially mixed in with a white palette. And Duffy and Friends look particularly adorable here. They are made of the same elements that you can find in the set of snow globe keychains, only they're not encased in snow globes this time. They're out free and looking up at you from the top of the canister. What is inside the canister is cocoa, or cocoa powder to be more specific, which you can make into hot chocolate. Everything about this canister is just such a pleasure to look at all angles. The front, you have all 4 friends just peering at you very adoringly, and the back side of them is just as cute. You can see their little rumps, and there is that design of the Jolly Winter Holiday that is emblazed on the top of the tin, and around the body of the actual canister, there's also faces of the Duffy and Friends. There's Gelatoni and Stella Lou, Shelly May, and Duffy. So worth the price, especially with the fact that after you finish drinking up the hot chocolate from this, you can reuse this canister for anything. For me, I'm thinking about using it as a chocolate container. It'll be my candy jar. These are assorted chocolate truffles, which is amazing to me because you hardly see that kind of chocolate at Tokyo Disney Resort. Most of the time, it's just like regular chocolate candy, as in like the same kind you would find at the grocery store, those kinds of shapes. But truffles is like a higher level of chocolate, you know what I mean? And it's rare to find that at Tokyo Disney. And of course it would be of Duffy and Friends merchandise. So anyway, there are 9 pieces of chocolate that comes in this tin. The centerpiece is of a creme brulee flavored, and unfortunately there is only one of its kind. The green truffle is kiwi flavored, the pink one is strawberry, the brown is coffee flavored, and the white is vanilla. Why these colors in particular? It's probably because it's catering towards the color schemes of the characters, with green being Gelatoni, brown being Duffy, pink is Shelly May, and the white is Stella Lou. This is a canister containing chocolate covered marshmallows. So it's white marshmallow, and in the inside or the center of the marshmallow is chocolate. And this container comes with 8 of those individually packaged marshmallows. And then finally we have this set of assorted cookies. There are 16 of the character cookies, and there are 2 pouches of the smaller white cookies. So first let's go through the character ones because they each come with a unique flavor. There are 4 of each character, so there are 4 Duffys, 4 Shelly Mays, 4 Gelatonis, and 4 Stella Lou's. Duffy is a butter cookie, Shelly May is a cranberry flavored, Stella Lou is apple cinnamon, and Gelatoni is a green apple. And then alongside the character cookies are 2 bags of white chocolate cookies. One bag is of white chocolate butter cookies, and the other bag is of white chocolate covered macaroons. Those are such unique flavors for cookies, especially the green apple and the apple cinnamon. I find most of the time Tokyo Disney Resort cookies are like butter cookie, like Duffy. To see something like green apple and cranberry and apple cinnamon, that is like another step up. Those are rare flavors for sure. I usually do take home a box of assorted cookies. You cannot go wrong with Tokyo Disney Resort cookies. Any cookie you can find at the parks is amazing. I've never had a bad experience with it. They are absolutely scrumptious and they last for a long time, surprisingly. Let alone the design and how cute the packaging is, and of course that you can repurpose the tin for other use. It's just so worth picking up a cookie tin. If you have to choose to bring home only one kind of snack from Tokyo Disney, aside from a chocolate crunch, let it be cookies. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. This is probably one of the more flavorful of cookies I have ever seen at Tokyo Disney Resort. Definitely worth taking home, in my opinion. And I think that pretty much covers the more unique items of the merchandise lineup. If you found this video helpful, I hope you'll consider subscribing and hitting that bell. I hope this enhances your shopping experience at the parks. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me. May you have a magical day, and I'll see you in the next video.